Oh, my days. You guys have to learn to love my days. Love every day. Alright, so. So today we are dealing with function notation. By the time the class is over, you should be able to say, I can write output and input in function notation. Okay? So, what do we know about functions? For something to be a function, what do we know? Thank you. Okay. So, what about this? For one input, there must be what?
One output.
One output. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, given f of x equals negative, and I hope you can see that. You should be able to see it on your paper. Negative 6.8x plus 5. What is the value of negative function of negative 2? So what is our output? What's our x and what's our y? So, given f of x equals negative 6.8x plus 5, what is the value of the function of negative 2? So, this is our y. Double color so you can see. This is our y. This is our x. This is our output. This is our input. Okay? So, if I'm looking for my output, what do I need to have? If I'm looking for an output, what do I need to have at least to find the output? The input. Okay, good. So they're giving me my input here. All right. So all you're doing is you're evaluating. You're going to plug in your negative 2 in to your x, right? So that we can find y. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's see what you come up with. I encourage you to use your calculators, especially being that we're dealing with decimals. Okay. Yes. Yes, you can grab mine from the back of. You can, yeah, grab that white one.
Yes, no? Earth.
I'll write it down
Stop.
Okay, what did you guys get? 18.6. Now, to write this in function notation form, we want to write the function of negative 2, which is our x, okay? That's our input, equals 18.6, which is our output. That's how we're writing function notation. Okay? Alright, can you guys try 4, 7, and 10 on your own? And we'll go over it. It says, excuse me, do now. Part 2, evaluate. Evaluate, what do we talk about? What do we say evaluate means? Just, you're testing it, right? You're testing to see what happens when x equals -2, 0, and 3. So let's go ahead and do that. And I want you to write it in function notation. Okay? So go ahead and do 4, 7, and 10. And remember, don't get confused by the variables that we have here, F, H, S, G, M, D. Those are just variables. We're just using any letters. Now model number 3. This is my X. Confer with your partner in the back, your back buddy. See if you have the right answers. So they're giving me my input. Now I'm trying to find my output. Let me give you a couple minutes to do that. Did you do 3, 7, and 10?
I did 3.
I'm sorry, 4, 7, and 10. I did 3 right here. I modeled it for you. I didn't provide the answer. are the answers that you got? Who did not get those? For those of you who tried. They- Not with this in particular, because we want you to go through the formula so you can see how it works when you're writing your function notation. So, could have done the table, sure, but I'd rather you to, we want you to solve it. Alright, so let's move on. So I'll leave that up there. All right, so for the function f of x equals 2x minus 10, find the value of x so that f of x, which is our output, this is also called y, right, equals 6. So the first step, it says write the original function. You just write it the way you see it. F of x equals 2x minus 10. Then come here, you plug in your output. You plug in your y. So if I have my y, I'm looking for my x, right? Find the value of x. So basically, this just goes back to what we've been doing all semester. You're going to solve for x. You're going to add 10 on both sides. You're trying to isolate the x. You should have 2x plus 16 equals 16, x equals 8. Okay? So, to put this in function notation, I should have f, a function of 8 equals 6. What is that saying? Someone tell me what that says. If this is y, right? This is basically saying when y equals 8, x equals 6. Okay? That's all it says.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
Because we just solved for y. This is what we did. They gave us x. See? The function of x equals 6. I'm sorry, they gave us y. This is our output. They gave us y. So when y equals 6, x equals 8.
Okay.
Okay? Alright, so let's do, now that we went over this example, let's do number 2, even though it's up here. Not to erase that. It's okay. Go ahead and do number 2. I'm sorry, 14. And if, where you see this semicolon right here, you're going to plug this in. This is going to be your output. Output is also known as Y. Thank you. Someone's listening. Okay?
Or f of x.
Or f of x.
Yeah, in
Yes,
this case,
yes.
f of x. So we're plugging in 3 for our output. And solving, it asks us to find x. So we're solving for x. Finding x.
They gave us Y. Now we need X. trouble getting started.
So x equals -1, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we got? Okay, after we plugged in 3 for f of x, so f of x is our output. I'll plug in 3 for the output, solve for x, simple two-step equation, x is -1. So this is how I want us to write it. I want us to write in function notation. So f of x, well I know what x is now. So -1 is going to be in for x, and f of -1 equals